Hey, Shalom, Makim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that's teaching this truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes and who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, and I'm coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, today this lesson will be edifying. And I wanted to do a lesson on this article that you see here on the screen. This is from signofthetimes.net, and the title of the article reads, it says, "Engineering a Crisis: How Political Theater Helps the Deep State Stay in Power." All right, how political theater helps the deep state, which when they say the deep state, this is talking about who the world would know today as quote unquote the Illuminati. And we know these people to be the wicked, all right, the rulers of this world, which are these elite banking families that are running the world today, like as they call the 1%. All right, that's the quote unquote the deep state. All right, the cabal, as they say. But we know them to be the Edomites. All right, the same people who Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai set up, all right, to be the rulers of this world. All right, the scripture says that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not wherein, who is he? This is talking about the Edomites, but specifically going into the bankers. Okay, and they use the right wing and they use the left wing. The Democrats and the Democrats and the Republicans. All right, and they'll use both these quote unquote both these parties. All right, to issue forth an agenda that's really made to keep people sleep. But I'm specifically talking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which make up collectively as a whole, all right, the Hebrew Israelites. All right, we are the biblical Israelites, and the quote-unquote the deep state or these elites know that. All right, and you Jakes, man, when y'all going to learn that the system is not for you? Are you trusting in the failing system? You trusting in the system that's always been against you? You trusting against people that have no interest for you? And it's really because ultimately Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has you in a deep sleep. Okay? Now let's read this quote. It says, "The two sides of mainstream politics are not fighting against one another." And they're not. This is nothing more than a show. All right, like a WWE event. Like how you got WWE and wrestling. You have the good guy and you have the bad guy, and it's all an act. All right, and it's made to look as if it's real, as if these two individuals are really fighting against one another, but it's all really fake and it's all really made up. That's why you have Hulk Hogan, hey brother, all this, coming on, Donald Trump's, campaign bandwagon and things of that nature, and Amber Rose, and these people, Cardi B speaking out for the Democrats, all these people who have no clue what the hell is going on, they come out and they speak. All right, ultimately to keep you Jakes really, like I said, this is focusing on you big head dumbass Jakes out here, man. You so-called Democrats and Republicans and things of that nature, man. It says the two sides of mainstream politics are not fighting against one another. They're only fighting against you. You see that? They're only fighting against you. And that's the scripture where it says that Revelation 13:11. All right, it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth." And this other beast coming up out of the earth, all right, it's talking about a revival of the Roman Empire. When you look into the Roman Empire, you had the plebeians and you had the patricians, all right, which were the two parties, if you will, during the time of ancient Rome. It's nothing different than the Democrats and the Republicans. So it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. You see, you have the Republicans that'll give you, hope on one side. Then you got the Democrats that'll give you hope on one side, and realistically, the Republicans are more aimed to, the old conservative American way. That's what the whole "Make America Great" is all about. And then you got the Democrats that's more the whole liberal way of freedom and quote unquote freedom and democracy, and it comes with all kinds of weirdism. If that's even a word, it's not a word, but I'm gonna use it anyway. All kinds of weird behavior, lewd behavior, and rights for alphabet agenda people and moles and things of that nature. That's what the Democrats are all about, And when you look at the likes of Joe Biden You know, even before him, you had Barack Obama, which when he came into office, the first thing that he did was pretty much give rights to Moes for them to, you know, for Moes and things of that nature. And everything just got weirder from there. And now you got, you know, you had Joe Biden, which he's completely incompetent. You know, he stepped out of the political race. And now you got Kamala Harris, which nobody knows a damn thing about her. And you still got people, you know, mainly Jake women, trying to back Kamala Harris, saying, oh, well, you know, she's going to be the first, if we get her in office, she's going to be the first black president. Or, excuse me, the first woman president. You know, but here it is. They using these people as pawns to just lure you to sleep, man. Okay? But really, it's all aimed at forcing more draconian measures upon you so that you ain't going to have no rights. And the Civil War is being brewed up. Okay? You have a lot of these conservative, quote-unquote, Christian Republicans that want to take back America by force. Okay? And things is about to get real hairy out here, man. Things is about to get real hairy and real, that old ancient hatred is about to show. And Esau's about to really, really show his horns very, very soon. It says their only job is to keep you clapping along with the two-handed puppet show as they rob you blind and tighten your chains while your gaze is fixed on the performance. And that's Revelation 13 and 11 off top, as we just read. He had two horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. All right, it says a failed assassination attempt on a presidential candidate. An incumbent president, withdrawing his re-election bid at the 11th hour. Right. You know, here it is. You know, he drops out. You know, he just drops out. The first president in history, or the first nominee in history, just to drop out. You know, that was the president to drop out. Right. It says a politicized judiciary that fails to hold the powers that be accountable at the rule of law, a world at war, a nation in turmoil. And these are all the things that are going on currently right now, man. And this is Matthew 24, where it says that nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. You got all kinds of turmoil taking place. And it also is mentioned, all right, in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And let me get it in the G&T, because it mentions political turmoil. All right. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16 in the NLT. Let's start up a little bit. Let's start at verse 14. It says, the world and the people in it are doomed. And that's what's coming. The day of doom is on the way, as it says. I want to say it's in 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. All right, the day of doom is on the way. And what's going to be the day of doom? The day of doom is going to be the day that Esau Edom, his power structure is destroyed, when Babylon the Great falls and Esau Edom's destruction and Esau Edom's system is destroyed. It ain't going to be no Russia or no other nation ruling. Okay? There's not going to be Russia and no other nation ruling after Yahushua cracks the clouds and the elect are beamed up. As you got some people that like that's trying to equate that false narrative, man. No. When Yahushua comes back, and as soon as Yahushua cracks some clouds, that's it for any kind of kingdom on the planet Earth. That's when the kingdom of Yahushua is going to be ushered in on the planet. Point blank, period. All right. It says the war that will bring their destruction is very near, and that's World War III. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. Okay, there will be great political turmoil, and that's what's happening right now, man. You got great political turmoil taking place of, you know, failed assassination attempts. You know, the whole nation is divided. You know, a civil war is about to break loose. Okay, all kinds of hell's getting ready to break loose here very soon. It says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control. And that's what you see happening between the right and the left, the red states and the yellow states, the red states and the blue states, the Democrats and the Republicans, the conservatives and the liberals, all these verse this and verse that, this verse that, within the same nation. That's division. And Yahushua said it. A nation that's divided against itself cannot stand. Okay. It says while ignoring the legitimate government. Okay. Which ultimately is going to lead to civil unrest, and with that civil unrest, which is going to be order ab chaos, order out of chaos, is going to bring forth more draconian measures to keep you people, all right, locked in, all right, and put you in a position to whereas you're going to bow down and accept the new system that's being set in place, which ultimately is going to be, all right, the MOTB. Okay, that's what's coming next, man. And you see the system being set up for that. Okay, and this whole bread and circuses that we seeing going on right now between the Democrats and the Republicans, that's all this is going to do, all right, is just going to issue in more and more division. Okay, now let's go back to the article. All right, it says this is what controlled chaos looks like: order out of chaos. Okay, and this is what the elite are doing. This is all set up on purpose. It's not happening. Okay, this is not all just happening by way of coincidence. You know, coincidentally, they tried to assassinate Donald Trump, and coincidentally Joe Biden falls out. Coincidentally, Kamala Harris is going. You know, no, all this is set up on purpose, man. And they showing you openly in your face. Okay, control chaos, the control chaos, man. Okay, what does the scripture say? That commune of laying snares privily. Psalm 64, verse 5. It says they encourage, and this is talking about what you will call the deep state. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. You see that? In an evil matter. They have evil plots and they have evil schemes up their sleeves. All right. And they have an agenda that they follow. Okay. Best believe that they have an agenda that they follow. And with that agenda that they follow, it's not made to benefit you. It's made to enslave you. But particularly, all right, you Israelites, man. Okay. Psalm 83, where it says that they want to cut us off from being a nation. That's real, man. And that's on their mind daily. Okay, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. You see that? They commune. They get together at these different meetings and these different summits behind closed doors. You know, behind where ain't no cameras. Okay, and they really get together. They really get together to discuss their plans. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares or traps privily. Okay, they say, who shall see them? You see, and then when they say who shall see them, they'll use the political realm, and they'll use, you know, the likes of particular individuals of that got quote unquote status in this world to portray and to promote, you know, the right or the left to keep people asleep. Okay, that's what they've always been doing, and it's made, once again, it's all made and aimed, all right, at it really specifically attacking you Jakes, man. Okay? And all you Jakes that want to continue to trust in Egypt, you know, trust in the shadow of this place, thinking that America, Babylon the Great, can be healed, man, you're going to fall right along with this place, man. You know, the scripture says that we would have healed Babylon, but Babylon cannot be healed, man. There's nothing that can be done, all right, to make Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, to flourish again. Okay, this place is circling the drain. Okay, there's not going to be no good times coming to America. It's not going to be, things are going to get better. You know, we're going to have a president. We're going to have a president that's going to be elected that's actually going to be for the people. Okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, you're going to have somebody that's going to come in office and they're going to be far worse than before. As the scripture says in Isaiah the 19th chapter, that the Lord will set a cruel Lord over them. Okay, that's what's coming next. And you Jakes is being lulled to sleep. Okay, being lulled right back to sleep. You know, you was here. It is Joe Biden came on the scene, and you was like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know about Joe Biden. I don't know about him. But you being lulled and you being rocked right back to sleep with this shit, man. Because Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris is in office now, or she about to, you know, she's doing the presidential race, and you got all these women hopping on a Zoom call, 40,000 black women hopping on a Zoom call for 40,000 strong for Kamala. All right, well we gonna see where that's gonna lead you. Okay, so it says, let's go back to the article. It says this year's election year referendum on which corporate. Let me read this again. This year's election year referendum on which corporate puppet should occupy the White House has quickly become a lesson in how the deep state engineers a crisis to keep itself in power. You see? And you got all kinds of crises and as you call them, poly crises, okay, that are set up to that they have already set up, I rather say, to keep you niggas asleep, man. Okay, a civil war being orchestrated is all on purpose. Okay? It says, don't get so caught up in the performance that you lose sight of what's real. And there's nothing real here. Everything here in Babylon the Great is really just an illusion. That's why it's called the shadow of Egypt. Let's actually get that, because I quoted it earlier, but I want to get something here. That's why it's called a shadow. Okay? Here we go. Isaiah 30 verse 1, it says, woe to the rebellious children. And who's those rebellious children? You Israelites. All right, the way that you rebel is by serving other gods, looking at the enemy as a way of salvation versus looking at Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. The scripture says, cursed be he that trusteth in man and maketh arm his flesh. Okay? When you rebel against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that means that you back at war. You back at war with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. And here it is, the Lord is the one that's smiting you. Okay? It says that take counsel, but not of me. You see, they're not taking counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the way that you take counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay, is by taking heed unto the prophets that the Lord set up. But Jake doesn't want to take heed to the prophets. You see? That's Isaiah the 29th chapter. The previous chapter says that say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, and prophesy deceits. You see, Jake want to hear the smooth things. They want to hear the empty promises and the false dreams. You know, the pseudo comforts that Esau Edom, quote unquote, promises, which is really death. You are in the valley of the shadow of death here, man. Okay, it says, and that cover with a covering, right? And that cover with the covering, let's get that word covering. Just want to see what that word covering here means. And that cover with the covering, Isaiah 30 verse 1. That word covering is masakah. All right, masakah. It says libation. And what is a libation? A libation is like a drink offering. All right. It says libation. It says a libation is a ritual pouring of a liquid as an offering to a deity or spirit. You see that? It's like a sacrifice, or in memory of the dead. Let's get the definition. It says a drink poured out as an offering to a deity. That's what that word covering is. So when you want to cover or trust in the shadow of Egypt, it's like you're making a covenant, if you will, by way of sacrifice to another god, right? So it says libation with covenant sacrifice in making covenant. You see, in the ultimate way that Esau Edom wants to make a covering with you is with that MOTB, you know, installing a micro C-hip underneath your skin, an actual cutting into your flesh, man. That's what he wants to do. So when it says, and that cover with a covering or libation, right? Because with the sacrifice, or when you do a sacrifice, you're ultimately doing it to receive some sort of guidance or some sort of answer or protection, if you will, right? But not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt. You see? And we're in spiritual Egypt today. Revelation, the 11th chapter. Their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, that walk to go down into Egypt. You see, it says, and have not asked at my mouth. And the way that you ask at the Lord's mouth is by way of what? Once again, communing with the Lord's prophets, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. And who is modern day Pharaoh today? Esau. Romans the 9th chapter tells you that. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And that shadow is Tazal. As they say, shadow in Egypt is, shadow in Hebrew is Tazal. And it says, ooh, you see that right here? At the top, it says of human ally, of king. You see, of human ally. You see, you want to trust in man. You see, that's what that shadow is trusting in a human ally, shadow, shade. You see, which the shade that you so-called think that the shade that you think that you up under is going to be lifted up. It's going to be tossed away, man. And you're going to be scorched. which that heat or that sun that's going to scorch you is going to be that great persecution, man. That's all being orchestrated in front of your face. Let's read verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And these people are confused, man. They have no idea what the hell's going on. They don't know why they're even voting for the people that they voting for. They just know Biden. You know, they say Biden, the Democrat, black. I'm a Democrat, man. They for black people. You know, all these stupid, dumbass statements, man. You know? But here it is, both parties and both people. Donald Trump is a puppet. Hell, Donald Trump was he was on a WWE match for, goddamn, like, do y'all not know? It says the endless series of diversions, distractions, and political drama is the oldest con game in the books. The magician's sleight of hand that keeps you focused on the shell game in front of you while your wallet is being picked clean by the ruffians in your midst. In your midst. You see, and it's all the sleight of hand, man. You know, it's all witchcraft. That's why the scriptures call this place the mistress of witchcrafts. You see, and people are getting caught up in the Babylon juice and getting caught up in the charades and the facades, the performances, that they're getting sucked into the witchcraft, man. You see, but it's gonna all be to your confusion and to your shame, man. It says it's the Reichstag fire all over again, and I gotta look into this. Okay, I'm gonna keep that up because I'm gonna look into that. It's the Reichstag fire all over again. It says it was February 1933, a month before national elections in Germany, and the Nazis weren't expected to win, so they engineered a way to win. They began by infiltrating the police and granting police powers to their allies. Then Hitler brought in stormtroopers to act as auxiliary police. And what are those stormtroopers that are going to be next, man? These martial law troops. Okay? I believe there's going to be an orchestrated F flag, if you will, that's going to halt the elections personally. You know, I'm just speaking as a man, though. Okay? It says, by the time an arsonist who claimed to be working for the communists in the hopes of starting an armed revolt, which Esau has a history of doing that, man. You know, you had the revolt that happened in Iran. I forgot what year that was. Was it in the 60s? The Iranian Revolution. That was all a false flag set up by America, man. You know? And you're going to have these things that are going to happen today, man. You got crisis actors, you know, people that are actual CIA agents and police and things of that nature that will feign themselves as a protester and be shattering, breaking glass or shoot somebody and things of that nature, ultimately just to set up chaos. It says, set fire to the Reichstag, the German parliamentary building. The people were eager for a return to law and order. You see, they were eager. They were on their knees begging pretty much for a solution. It says that was all it took. Hitler used the attempted coup as an excuse to declare martial law. This sounds very, very similar to what could be coming down the pipe. That was all it took. Hitler used the attempted coup. And remember the whole January 6th ordeal that happened? As an excuse to declare martial law and seize absolute power in Germany, establishing himself as a dictator with the support of the German people. Order out of chaos. But the chaos is orchestrated. Orchestrated chaos. Okay? It says fast forward to the present day. And what do we have? A discontented citizenry, a discontented government, and a deep state that wants to stay in power at all costs. Ultimately, they want to stay in power. They want to stay in power, all right, to cut realistically the Hebrew Israelites off from being a people. They want to establish themselves as the Godhead on the planet Earth. That's ultimately what they want to do. It says, so what happens? Trump has a near miss. Biden bows out, and politics becomes exciting to the masses again. You see, everybody's all trying to figure out what's going on. You got all kinds of memes, you know. You got people asking questions about what's going on, what's going to happen next, you know. And that's what they want. You know, they wanna lure you back to sleep. But it's all gonna be to your destruction. Okay? Okay, let's jump down to verse 12 in Isaiah 30. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, you trust in it and you rely upon it, right? Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall." What is a breach? A breach is pretty much like a crack that you have in the wall. Like, for example, if you have a dam and there's a breach in the wall, you know that's going to be dangerous, because if that breach breaks, if it opens too much and breaks, what's going to happen? The dam's going to break and it's going to destroy the city beneath it. Swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant, and that's that flood. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, hey, and 2/3 of our people are going to be caught up in that flood, man. That want to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay? That's what's getting ready to come down the pipe. Draconian measures to keep your ass locked up. All right, to the point where you're going to be a perpetual slave to the elite. Okay? It says the work's the same in every age. And the scriptures tell you how there's nothing new under the sun. History repeats itself. This is how the police state will win. No matter which candidate gets elected to the White House, it doesn't matter. Whether Donald Trump gets in, whether Kamala Harris gets in, whoever, right? It doesn't matter. Ultimately, prophecy is going to be fulfilled. Okay? Babylon has to fall. And whoever's going to be in the office is going to fulfill the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua at the end of the day. It says, you know who will lose? Every last one of us. And who's going to lose is pretty much going to be the 2/3 and everybody else here that's going to be in Babylon, man. They're going to lose, but the elect are going to win. Why are the elect going to win? Because we understand and know that we're not going to bow the knee to the image of Baal, man. Lord willing, we have that number. It says, after all, politics today is not about Republicans and Democrats, right? Nor is it about abortion. Man, I don't even want to say that word. Nor is it about that word. Healthcare, higher taxes, immigration, or any of the other buzzwords that have become campaign slogans for individuals who have mastered the art of telling Americans exactly what they want to hear. You see, and they tell you exactly what you want to hear because that's their job. That was the scripture we opened up with. He had 2 horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. Okay, it was Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. You see that? Ultimately, there's war set up against you jakes, man. Remember what Esau said in Genesis 27. He said, the days of mourning of my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay? A sword is being sharpened and also being furbished, as it says in Ezekiel 21. And you jakes gonna learn, man. You jakes that want to trust in the system, you gonna learn. Oh yeah, you gonna learn. Inside joke, you gonna learn, right? It says politics today is about one thing and one thing only: maintaining the status quo between the controllers, the politicians, the bureaucrats, and the corporate elite, and the controlled, the taxpayers. Was pressure from above, pressure from below. It says, indeed, it really doesn't matter what you call them. The 1%, which the 1% are talking about these elite banking families of the nation of Edom, which feign themselves to be the JEWSs, but they're really not. Okay, which control everything that we see, all facets of mainstream media, music, food, laws, the money system. That's who's in control, right? The elite, the controllers, the masterminds, the shadow government. You see, that work evil upon their beds. What's that scripture? They seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? And that's that 1%. That's what that's talking about. They seek deep. And the scripture say that their heart is deep. And they truly think that what they're doing is being hidden, like they're being hidden from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Like they're not being seen. But here it is, the Lord is putting it in their mind to even do what they do and say what they say. And once again, you big head ass niggas out here, bowing down to it because ultimately, you were set up to be blinded. That they may, but that's what's the scripture say? That they may believe a lie. Let's get that real quick. I'm just rolling in the spirit, man. 2 Thessalonians 2. Right? It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. You see that? And that strong delusion is thinking that America gonna be healed. You know, America is gonna get better. We shall overcome. Hiccup. You know, hiccuping. You know. We shall overcome. Everybody get on the Zoom call for come out of here. They get on the Zoom call. You know? 40,000 black women. Oh my goodness. That word delusion is plane. Plane. And it says in the New Testament metaphorically, mental strain. You see, being mentally slow, which is being a retard. Right? Mentally strained, i.e. error, wrong opinion relative to morals or religion. That's what both parties promote. It's not moral set up to make you fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's morals made to set up for. It's morals set up and made for you to rebel more and more against the Lord. But let's read it again. Let's read it slowly. And for this cause, trusting in the wicked. Right? When you go up, it's talking about the wicked with strong, you know, with lying wonders and things of that nature. When you trust in these lying wonders, and for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Right? That they all might be damned who believe not the truth. You see, ultimately, if you believe in this lie and you trust in this system and believe that things are going to get better, that you're going to overcome, right? You're going to be damned. You're going to be destroyed. Okay? But had pleasure in unrighteousness, and that's what both of these parties promote. Everything here in Babylon the Great is predicated to unrighteousness, man. If it ain't of the truth, ultimately at the end of the day, it's really truly trying to stray you away from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see? So going back to it, it says the surveillance state, which that's what it is. Everything's getting more surveillance, cameras, the MOTB, you know, the military industrial complex, which is really, which is the teeth, you know. It says, so long as you understand that no matter which party occupies the White House in 2025, the unelected bureaucracy that actually calls the shots will continue to do so. And that's that. But you still got people, our forefathers fought to vote. They got sprayed down by water hoses. They got bit by dogs just so you could vote. You know? And I hate hearing that shit, man. Such a dumbass up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Our ancestors fought for the right for you to vote. No, my ancestors fought for the right for us to even continue to sacrifice in the temple. You know, our ancestors fought for the right for us to worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, not for no goddamn voting for some niggas that don't care about you. That's what my ancestors fought for. My ancestors fought for the right for us to even still call upon the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and to keep that legacy, man. It says, in other words, no matter who wins the next presidential election, you can rest assured that the new boss will be the same as the old boss. And we, the permanent underclass in America, and everybody's underclass, everybody broke, everybody hurt, will continue to be forced to march in lockstep with the police state in all matters, public and private. And that's ultimately what it's all boiling down to. Consider the following a much needed reality check, an antidote, if you will, against an overdose of overhyped campaign announcements, lofty electoral promises, and meaningless patriotic sentiments that land us right back in the same prison cell, a system. That's what America's a big ass prison cell for you niggas, man. And when I say niggas, I'm talking about you so-called blacks, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native Americans, man. We didn't come to America on no damn Carnival cruise ship. You didn't come over here on no cruise ship, man. You came over here to serve slavery, man. And this is the prison cell. And with this word being casted out and this gospel going out, what does the scripture say? The truth, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. It is also written in Isaiah the 61st chapter. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. The good tidings is the gospel. The meek are the afflicted Israelites here in captivity, right? He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. Who's brokenhearted? The Israelites. We're the ones that are broken in the mind, right? To proclaim liberty or freedom to the captives. When you're in captive, you're in prison, right? And the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Who are bound? We are still bound. We are still in captivity to this day. But the gospel, the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is what ultimately breaks those chains. Okay, mentally, but it has to be mentally first. All right, and let's see these facts. I'm kind of skimming through it really quick because I don't want this lesson to be too long. Let's see. Federal crimes. That's all that I got, man. I ain't finna read all these facts, you know what I'm saying? Because we already know when you got the truth, you know, when you got the truth of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and use the scriptures, man, we don't got to read all these, 100 trillion. I mean, it's good to know, you know what I'm saying? But we understand that we know. I'll put the link in the description box, Lord willing. And that's it. You know, I don't want to be too long or too long-winded, but, you know, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson to the elect of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us his truth, and that's what teaching is truth. Much peace, love, and salutations to the elect. Until next time I say shalom.